All right, so let's dive into the essential toolkit for anyone doing data science in Python. We're talking about NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. Now, these aren't just random libraries. They are the absolute power tools that let you turn raw, messy data into some pretty incredible insights. Let's get right into it.
We're basically surrounded by data. It's everywhere. Endless streams of numbers coming from business, from science, from our phones. But here's the thing. By itself, it's all just noise. The real trick, and kind of the magic of it all, is figuring out the story that's locked away inside.
And this is what that raw data usually looks like. I mean, just a wall of numbers. Now, trying to process millions of numbers like this using just basic Python lists and loops, it's painfully slow. It's like trying to build a skyscraper with a toy hammer. You just can't do it efficiently. You need specialized tools for the job.
And that brings us to our very first tool. This is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about, NumPy. It stands for Numerical Python, and trust me, it is the bedrock of pretty much all scientific computing in Python. If you're going to remember one thing about NumPy, let it be this. Think of it as the mathematical engine of Python. It's not just another add-on. It's the high-performance core that powers all the really heavy-duty math. So what's its secret? How does it get that speed? Well, while you're writing your nice, easy-to-read Python code, NumPy's core is actually written in C, which is a much faster language for these kinds of operations. So you get the best of both worlds, Python's simplicity and C's lightning-fast speed for handling huge arrays of numbers. And because it's so fundamental, its reach is just massive. I mean, from data science and AI, all the way to image processing, where an image is really just a big grade of pixel values, NumPy is running under the hood. In fact, the other two libraries we're about to talk about, Pandas and Matplotlib, are both built directly on top of it. The difference really hits you when you put it head-to-head with a standard Python list. A NumPy array is way faster, it uses less memory, and it has all these powerful math operations built right in. No more writing manual loops. For any serious number crunching, NumPy isn't just nice to have, it's completely non-negotiable. Okay, so NumPy gives us raw speed for numbers, but real-world data isn't just a clean block of numbers, right? It's messy. It's got context, labels, and some kind of structure. And that's exactly where our next tool, Pandas, comes into play. Honestly, this is the perfect way to think about it. If you've ever used a spreadsheet like Excel or Google Sheets, you already get the basic idea of Pandas. It takes that familiar table of rows and columns and just supercharges it with the full power of programming and automation. The absolute star of the show in Pandas is something called the data frame. And don't let the name scare you. It's just a table, rows and columns. That's it. It's designed from the ground up to handle the kind of messy, incomplete data you find in the real world, the stuff that's usually stored in CSV files or Excel sheets. And this is where its real power shines. In just a couple lines of code, you can load a huge dataset, clean up missing values, and immediately start asking questions. Like, show me all the sales from last quarter, or what was the average score for each class? With Pandas, you can filter, group, and analyze your data almost instantly. So now we've got fast numbers with NumPy and organized tables with Pandas. But let's be real. A table of numbers, no matter how clean it is, rarely tells a clear story on its own. To get that story, we need to see it. And this is where our final tool, Matplotlib, comes in. I love this way of putting it. The best way to understand Matplotlib is as the visual language of data. It's what translates our rows and columns into the universal language of charts and graphs. It turns dry analysis into communication and discovery. Our brains are just wired to process visual information. We can spot a trend or an outlier or a pattern in a chart almost instantly. But it could take us minutes, maybe even hours to find that same insight just by scanning a table of numbers. Matplotlib is the bridge that connects our data to our understanding. And it's incredibly versatile. It's got a tool for every question. Need to show a trend over time? Use a line plot. Want to compare different categories? A bar chart is your best friend. Trying to find a relationship between two different things? A scatter plot will show you that. It's all there. Now, while each of these libraries is really powerful on its own, their true strength, the real magic, is revealed when they work together as a team. This is the standard workflow for pretty much every data science project you'll ever do in Python. And the workflow is super simple and logical. You start with your raw data using NumPy under the hood for that fast numerical processing. Then you load that data into a Pandas data frame to clean it, give it structure, and analyze it. And finally, you pass that clean data frame right over to Matplotlib to create a powerful visualization. And this comparison just shows the true impact. Without this toolkit, you're stuck with slow, manual processes, and all the good insights are hidden in the noise. With it, you get fast, automated analysis that reveals the stories in your data through clear, compelling charts. It's an absolute game changer. So remember that overwhelming grid of numbers from the beginning? Well, after running it through our toolkit, this is what we get. A simple, clean bar chart. We can instantly see that Bob has the highest score. The story is no longer hidden. It's right there, plain as day, for everyone to see.
So let's just wrap it all up. NumPy is your high-speed math engine. Pandas is your data organizer, turning chaos into clean, usable tables. And Matplotlib is your storyteller, turning those tables into visual insights. Together, they are the absolute foundation you need.
See, these tools don't just process data, they empower curiosity. They give you the ability to ask really complex questions and actually get clear answers back. So the only thing left to ask is, what story are you going to uncover first?